Okay, in one of the assignments we had, the homework assignments we had, there were 3 problems that people wanted me to explain, so here they are. One of the first problems was you have 6.60 grams of NH42SO4, and they ask you how many moles is that. So in this problem, you're converting mass in grams to moles. So let's do that. All right, so when you go from mass to moles, I mean, in general, you always put your unknown on top. So when you're multiplying by this guy, you're going to put, we're going to moles, right? That's our unknown, so you put 1 mole on top. On the bottom, you're going to put molar mass, and you can reference that chart we drew in class on making sure that's always what you do. But again, you can always stick to the basic rule, always put the unknown on top, and you can assume the other thing is what's missing. So in this case, we have 1 mole over what we need to be the molar mass. So we have to figure out the molar mass of this guy right here. So we got 2 nitrogens, we got 8 hydrogens, we got 1 sulfur, and we got 4 oxygens. Total 4 oxygens. So now we just got added the molar mass. Well, first we calculate the molar mass, then we add it up. So, or of each of these. So nitrogen's mass is 14. Hydrogen is just 1.01. Sulfur, let me get a periodic table real quick. Sulfur, 32.06. Oxygen, 16. So that's just 28. That's 8.08. That's just 32.06. And that's just 64. Now we gotta add all these guys up. When you add them all up, you get 132.14. And that's in grams. Just plug it in, 132.14 grams. Okay. So now you just work out the problem, you just work out the equation, and you'll get it. So 6.60 divided by 132. And this comes out to, rounding up, you get, it's actually 0.0499. I'll just put 0.05. Moles of NH4 2SO4. Oh, 4. There we go. So next, another problem we had was they gave us 25 grams of H2SO4, and they said, how many molecules is that? Now, when they give you grams and you calculate molecules, you always have to go to moles first. So first you got to go from mass to mole, which is what we just did, and then we're going to go to molecules. So again, we're given grams, so put mole on top. And again, we got to find the formula for this guy. So we got 2 hydrogens. Hydrogens is 1.01, 2.02. We got 1 sulfur. Let me make sure that's right. Yep. Again, that's just 32.06. And then we got 4 oxygens. Again, that's not 40, it's 4 oxygens. And that's 64, yeah. So adding those up, you get 90. Here 94, 96, 98.08. And that's what we plug in. So we do the division, and you can see what it's going to be. Nice easy number. And just go into the thousandths just because. And that's in moles of H2SO4. So now we gotta go to molecules. Now we're going from moles to molecules. So we did step 1. So let me erase this and make space. So we gotta take this, bring this guy over here. So 0.255 moles. That's again still H2SO4. Now, when you're going from moles to molecules, you always put Avogadro's number on top. That's when you're going to molecules, and 1 mole on bottom. Again, it's thinking the unknown always goes on top. In this case, to keep it easy, you just multiply these two numbers. If you multiply those two guys, you get 1.5. Rounding up, you get 151, and then carry over this exponent here, so times 10 to the 23rd power. So that's your molecules of H2SO4. There's your answer. Right there. Last one. This problem, they said 6.25 moles of copper to nitrate. So we're doing the opposite of what we've been doing. We're going now from moles to mass. And this is really not that bad. These are pretty easy problems. This might trip you up a little bit because you might think, why didn't they give me the formula? But that's really, again, it's not that bad. Copper is just Cu. It's copper 2, so we know it's 2 plus. Nitrate's NO3. That's -1. If you cross, you get Cu1. Cross, you get NO3, 2. So that's the formula for this guy. Okay, so a CuNO32. So we got 6.25 moles of CuNO32. And we're going from moles to mass. So think of it, again, your unknown goes on top. You know it's going to be in grams. 1 mole on bottom, so it cancels out. That's the whole reason why we divide like this, so all these guys cancel out. So when we do this division, it cancels out moles, and we'll get grams, which is what we want. That's our mass. And so now we just got to find the molecular formula for this guy. So 1 copper, that's 63.55, rounded up. That's just 63.55. We have 2 nitrogens. That's just 28. And we got 6 oxygens. Yep, times 16. Yeah, mass of oxygen is definitely 16. So that just comes out to 96. So add those 3 up. And you get 187.55. So multiply that times our 6.25, and you get 1,172.19 grams of H2SO4. There's your answer. That makes sense because usually when you're dealing with molar amounts, they're usually small. Like this is a large molar amount. That's a big molar amount. So this makes sense. This is logical. And that's it.